In the wild western wastelands of the Great White North, two gay lefty scumbags embark on an endless pursuit for the true meaning of wokeness. This is Woke in the West. Boom! Woke in the West, episode 6.
I give that a boom.
Yeah.
I'm referencing something that I have never even seen personally, but I'm Nash.
And I'm Eric. Welcome to Woke in the West, episode 6.
Yay.
I love your shirt, by the way.
Yeah, look at this. This is for the visual folks at home. It's a zappy boy. He's getting
lightning.
Zapped. Yep. Getting electrocuted on my shirt right now.
Mm-hmm.
Licking a battery. Is that green energy?
I don't know. Take one of the batteries out of your mic and try it out.
Maybe.
Quite a few things happening in Canada right now.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
I like that sound effect. We continue to critically review what it is Carney is up to, and kicking that off, we have news that Prime Minister Mark Carney told Indigenous chiefs that there will be no amendments to Bill C-5 in closed-door talks. We already know that they pushed that through. So, Canada has abandoned the path of reconciliation and nation-to-nation building in favor of a continuation of ruthless settler capitalism disguised as elbows-up nationalism. This isn't going to end well, and
I kind of had a feeling that, it was all going to, lead to this. This was all kind of the goal to begin with,
Yeah, I mean,
it always is.
Putting the capitalist needs ahead of all else, and saying that this is the absolute priority right now, above climate, above, reconciliation, above all of even our individual rights. That is scary, and it really sucks that we don't have a left-wing party in government right now because the NDP completely ate shit in the last election. So
Yuen Pao Wu, who is independent senator for BC, I moved amendments to C-5 at third reading in the Senate. The amendments were defeated, but the government admitted the need for at least one of them and committed to fix the bill at its earliest opportunity. Yeah, they say a lot of things.
Yeah, they always say that they're going to do stuff.
Of course, you got the Twitter brain rot right underneath that. What the fuck is settler capitalism? Time to lay off
the drugs. Uh-huh. I think we don't need to explain what they're talking about. I don't think that the people who started our families, your family, my family, or Mark Carney's family were indigenous to this land. So they were immigrants that made homes here. So you could say that they settled it. So,
Wow.
Not the original waves of immigrants either. Because, I'm Mexican-Italian, so they were way later.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, there's different tiers of how...
What are you, second generation, I guess?
I actually don't know if there's a word for, when one of your parents is a citizen and the other one isn't.
That's right.
I don't know. So,
because your dad was born here, but your mom wasn't.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I'm like a third generation because my great-grandparents were immigrants.
Yeah, I think most people's lineage is really only that far, at least over on this side of the country. I can imagine just in jolly old New England in America where everything is from the 1600s and sucks, that there's way more of that get out style, whiteness over there. Entrenched. Anyway, this is a little video we have here from CBC, British Columbia. Our premier, David Heebie-Jeebies, is complaining that Carney is continuing to subsidize ferries in Atlantic Canada and Ontario. And you're going to hear why it's kind of an unfortunately constitutionally baked in issue. Roll tape.
It's good news for ferry users in Atlantic Canada.
We're reducing the tariffs, the fares, by 50% for passengers for vehicles for commercial traffic on eastern ferries.
But on this coast, Mark Carney's announcement is leaving BC's premier asking, what about us?
We have to watch the federal government show up on the East Coast and subsidize ferry users that already get a $300 subsidy per each $1 that a BC ferry user gets.
David Eby says it's yet another example of BC getting an unfair shake from Ottawa. He says despite BC paying out billions in equalization payments to so-called have-not provinces, it does not get the same per capita funding for transportation or ferry service.
It's
time for them to up the federal subsidy that is unchanged for almost 20 years.
Nanaimo's mayor agrees.
British Columbians.
This is one of the few times where I kind of agree with, like, I kind of share the same sentiment that Alberta does in times like this.
This is when it's like
the Atlantic provinces have it so easy sometimes.
Well, they didn't even mention the thing that I alluded to earlier in this.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But yeah, like the fact that there's like specific provisions baked into the Canadian Constitution where like we have to like extra babysit. You know, these are like the special children, and I don't mean
the have-not provinces.
I don't mean special like that, but like you know, these are the ones that you have to keep an eye on. You know. Because you never know what they're going to do. They might burst out into sailor song.
Agrees.
British Columbians, who are, 5+ million strong, are subsidizing ferries on the East Coast with our tax dollars. We're not getting it back.
But the head of the Canadian Ferry Association says Ottawa's deal with Atlantic Canada dates back to Confederation.
There is a constitutional obligation,
and that makes it okay.
Ottawa to take care of those services.
It's a deal negotiated when the Atlantic provinces joined Confederation in 1867.
Yeah, and that was how many years ago? 170 plus years ago?
And requires Ottawa to subsidize ferry service that connects Newfoundland to the rest of the country. Federal Transport Minister Chrystia Freeland was not available for an interview.
Could we develop a single industry in Newfoundland then if you're going to subsidize all this ferry travel?
Yeah, right.
To the operating costs for ferries, funding is focused on constitutionally mandated and interprovincial ferry services. Amid the funding flap is BC Ferry's plan to have its 4 new vessels built by a Chinese shipyard using a $1 billion loan from the Canada Infrastructure Bank. Freeland said she was disappointed and dismayed by that decision, and the House of Commons Transport Committee plans to study the loan. But EB notes the same Chinese shipyard built the newest vessel for Marine Atlantic without similar backlash. Katie DeRosa.
Yes.
Wow, double standard much?
Yeah, we don't get the money, we just get the scrutiny. We get the criticism, and we don't get the benefits of having Confederation in our favor because we were founded later. Boo!
Wow.
I hate, you know what? To talk about government handouts. Where's my government handout?
When you hear people complaining about taxes going to waste, this is the
they
kind
have
of shit.
to put some serious money into this province federally. Like, seriously. When they talk about Wexit, this is what they're talking about. And I hate that I can like relate to it when I hear about this stuff. But it sucks and it makes me angry. We should have cheaper. I think that, and this is not even like a federal issue, but, as someone who has never taken the ferry from mainland British Columbia to Vancouver Island, I've never been on the ferry here.
Never been to Vancouver Island?
I've never been to Vancouver Island. My dad said it wasn't worth it unless
it's a nice ferry ride.
So I've never been, but I've seen people talk about it and I've seen the prices and stuff. And it seems like they treat it a lot more as though it's like a travel booking service instead of just a form of transit, which is what it is. And it should be treated that way.
Yeah.
And I think
it's like a whole ass like
they're trying to
trip.
put like restaurants and casinos on these fucking ferries. And it's like,
there's like arcades and stuff on.
No, this is transit. We should be building boat transit. That's what this should
It's like a big sea bus.
I think they should pump a lot of money into the infrastructure here in BC, not just like roads, but like,
of course. Oh yeah.
Like one project that I've thought about is like a connector up in like North Van area from like Deep Cove to like Anmore Belcarra. I don't know. I would be open to that. I just want to try and relieve the congestion here on the mainland a little bit, but I don't know. So yeah, apparently people actually do like Carney a little bit. Or at least my friend group does. I mentioned that I wasn't a big fan of what he's been up to lately at a house party last Saturday, and it kind of didn't go over that well. So I asked my friend to write it out what he likes that Carney has done, and I'm just going to go over some of it now. He said he got the oil shifting east-west instead of south. He got new natural gas deals. He did the whole slow burn sell-off of U.S. bonds coordinated with the EU and a lot of other countries. I remember that, actually, the bond sell-off. And that's true. Devalue the U.S. as much as possible. Sell your bonds.
Yep.
And mostly it's my friend sort of advocating for the whole prioritize the financial stability of the country, even if there is some risk to, environmental causes and stuff. And this is my really green supporting friend saying this.
Yeah, he's like a Green Party member, right?
Well, he
Or NDP,
definitely
something.
wishes
Yeah.
that the Greens had more pull, but yeah, that's the thing that he seems to be focused on. Though, confusingly, he then also said, I'd like to see him increase corporate taxes, which is good,
Mm-hmm.
but that's unlikely because it's diametrically opposed to the other thing I want from him, which is to start luring big companies from Silicon Valley. And don't worry, I pushed back on my friend when he said that, and I said, I don't think that's possible because the Silicon Valley companies, first of all, are American. They're not.
Why the
thinking
fuck
about
would they move
Canada.
out of L.A.?
Well, California is a Democrat shithole, right? That's what they talk about. So the companies actually, though, they are moving out of California, but they're not moving to Canada. They're moving to the unregulated, lawless wastelands of Republican states such as Texas and Tennessee, where they have been poisoning communities where they move into. They are literally right now, there's data centers in Tennessee, Texas, and other southern red states that are literally doing excessive noise pollution, light pollution, and water pollution because of all of the water that these cooling centers use, or these data centers use for their cooling. So I told that to my friend immediately, and he was like, oh yeah, I agree. So,
Oh, yeah. Silicon Valley is bad.
The only other thing he said is that I would love to see him pump some money into climate carbon scrubbing tech, a clean carbon sort, carbon capture stuff. I always hear that, but personally, I mean, I'd love to see the environment protected, but I would much rather see us attempt to use less oil and deadly dangerous finite resources than come up with some new scheme to capture carbon, because it sort of reminds me of like all those tree planting initiatives where it's sort of like, will they be planted? Where will they be planted? Is this a trackable thing? And when will this new sapling be able to actually like replace whatever 40-year-old plus, giant cedar, whatever you just cut down? Like, how much of it is like an actual Band-Aid? Does it stop the bleeding? Or is it just like, we're going to keep hacking limbs off until you're unconscious? That's how it feels this capitalist approach to the climate emergency is.
All right, so now we got the plant story.
Yeah.
Mr. Horticulture over here.
Yeah, look at me. But yes, if you scroll down a little bit, the reason this is in the news...
This is what caught my eye here with the
with climate change.
part. Yeah.
Citrus trees in Canada, the reason this is in the news is because you might have seen a plant hardiness map in your time where you see stuff like zones 8A or zone 10 or whatever, and it depicts, what areas of the country you could grow certain crops in, tropical or subtropical, et cetera, et cetera. The government has updated the federal plant hardiness official zone map for the first time since 2014.
Ooh.
And so that change has shown that there are areas of southern BC and Vancouver Island that are now hot enough to grow citrus. And that is the headline.
Ooh,
That's the big deal.
Got a nice map here.
And
oh, wow. Yo, goddamn, yeah. It's all in red.
No, even in the south area, like that lighter color, like if you scroll back up a bit, you can see the color map. My eyes are not good, but like those, like you don't want the light color like so much. That's kind of more desert. You want that like pink purple.
Mm-hmm.
Also for the viewers at home or the non-viewers at home, I guess I'm talking in reference to the fact that I have a slight color deficiency, so I don't have the greatest ability to tell shades apart. But this map is fairly well articulated, except for where it gets really messy down in that south area there. But for the most part, I can see this, no problem. But yeah, so this is a pretty big deal. And you know what? I have to say it again. If the government is going to put the capitalistic needs of the nation above climate change, human rights, everything else that, we were
indigenous perspectives,
that we were told
like
was important for a long time. If they're truly going to do this, then we need to see the investment. And if they have the weather and the capacity for growing Canadian citrus, I want to see investigative exploratory committees to start Canadian citrus companies. Or I want to see investment in that area. I know that there are farms that already grow citrus on the island, but it would be awesome to see it done at least at a little bit more of a, industry scale, so that at least we could supply the western provinces with Canadian citrus.
Yeah,
like we
Canadian
we
OJ.
get there.
Yeah.
But man, And they talked about growing fig trees in Canada too. I didn't know that
right
was
in the backyard here.
I didn't know that fig trees were as tropical because I've seen fig trees my whole life. Grow in like we had a fig tree on my property in Port Moody, my family's property, and fig trees are all over Burnaby and like Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
So I've never associated those with like hotter climates, but I guess the that indicator's always been there because they've thrived here. They've thrived here my entire life, and I guess that goes to show you just how hot it's gotten. So
yeah, now we got oranges.
Yeah,
Yummy.
Canadian citrus though. You love to see it, but you hate to know the implications.
A sobering reminder of climate change. Yep.
It is a sobering.
That's what they ended on. That's what they end this article on.
Yep. God,
Speaking of climate change,
I tried to grow so many like tropical plants in my day. I would try to grow like papayas.
You'd probably have greater success now, honestly.
Yeah. I tried to grow like papayas and mangoes and avocados from seed, and they're
Wow.
all dead.
Yay!
And you know what else can kill you dead?
Fire?
Wildfire smoke.
Whoa!
And a handy visual on screen for the lucky viewers at home right now, depicting the smog map from the fires in Canada.
Whoa! I have control over the zoom. Whoa!
Yeah, there's a lot of fires. I think I heard there's over 400 fires in this country right now. BC, surprisingly, doing okay. Man.
Yeah,
Manitoba,
we're surprisingly in the clear right now.
I can see why Manitoba was in the news. Holy smokes, God. Manitoba is covered in it.
Whoa, and it's all going down to the States. This is why they're complaining.
Yeah, well,
instead of helping.
Just play the Joker clip.
Get what you fucking deserve!
Oh, look at America's also got a little bit of fire going on.
Florida. Yeah, Florida's burning
a
up.
lot of fire.
Yeah, I love to see it. Woo! Roast up some of those iguanas. Yummy.
Whoa, yeah, they're invasive.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to eat an iguana. I think I might have.
Me too.
Already
I would barbecue.
Maybe I didn't know. Oh yeah. That's another business that I've talked about. Or just sort of like an idea.
Invasive species.
Yeah,
restaurant.
invasive species. Like
don't talk about it on the air. Someone might steal it.
Oh, well, I mean, we need to start businesses about fixing problems and not just exploiting the people.
Try to make capitalism part of the solution instead of the problem.
That's what I want to do. So if there's like a Silicon Valley tech AI loser person watching this, sorry, you're not a loser. Give me your money, and I will start.
Fuck you! Give me your money.
Yeah, and we'll.
Whoa! Look at that CGI fire! Whoa! Look at it. Jeez, we're right in the middle of the inferno.
Yep.
It's like that Rescue Heroes episode where they're in the firestorm.
Rescue Heroes!
I wonder how many people know that.
How far out can I go?
Wow. There you go. Pretty big.
It'd be funny if it zoomed out all the way to just the Earth. And it's just all red.
The Earth is on fire. Yeah. It's a metaphor.
The Earth is on fire. What did you do?
I think I just bonked the cable. It's fine.
You broke something?
Maybe. Hopefully not.
Yeah, planet's burning. What can you do? Some NDP shenanigans up here.
Yes. To remind you that the NDP is a party that did once exist and hold sway in this country. They have announced...
Sorry about that.
Yeah, big sorry. They've announced some of the leadership race requirements sort of stuff for the party. And, we talked about the fee going up from $30,000 to $100,000. But this is more just like the specifics regarding the signature counts. Because just like if you were to run for regular office, like I have twice, when I ran for school board, I needed to collect 10 signatures from people in the riding. When I ran for federal office for the Green Party, I needed to collect 100 signatures from people in the riding. And, there's talk about with the longest ballot initiative about, and the Conservatives, I think, just pitched some sort of a plan to make things harder and that, oh, no, it's not 10 or 100, but 0.5% of the population of the riding. That sucks, and I hope it doesn't get passed because it sucks. But
such an arbitrary number.
Specifically, now talking about the NDP leadership race, if you want to run for the leadership of the NDP party and you have $100,000 already, then you need to even get beyond that step. You need 50 signatures. A minimum of 50 must be from members in each of the following 5 regions. So you need 50.
Oh my God!
From
this is getting ridiculous.
Atlantic Canada, Quebec, Ontario, BC/North, and the Prairies.
Like Northwest Territories?
I guess all the North.
So BC or the North?
I've never seen the territories lumped in collectively as
North.
before. That's different. B, you need at least... Oh, I bet that blew the mic out. B, at least 50% of the total required signatures must be from members who do not identify as a cis man. So you need over 50% minimum, but at least 50% no, not men. And I gotta say, I collected my 100 signatures for when I ran for office. I think it was about 75% women.
Oh,
so, and then C, a minimum of
the older boomer ladies love you. You got it.
Yeah, the old ladies love me. Yeah, that's okay. I love it.
Sorry to interrupt your flow.
Yeah, I love the old ladies too. We could do this. They're the former hippies. That's why they like me. Because I'm a bohemian. A minimum of 100 signatures must be from members of equity-seeking groups, including but not limited to racialized members, indigenous members, members of the LGBTQIA2S+, I think I said that all, community, and persons living with disabilities.
Wow.
This is really interesting. A very specific... I have mixed thoughts about this. I mean... Yeah. I
also love the 2S part is very like Canadian coded. That's kind of like unique to us because we recognize our indigenous population a lot more.
I don't think 2S is really a thing in any other country.
No, to the whole to include two-spirited in like the label.
Two-spirit, yeah. And then D, at least 10% of the total required signatures must come from young New Democrats at the time of signature collection.
Ooh, I like that part.
But what the hell does that mean? They didn't even set an age threshold what defines young. It's
up to 35, ridiculous. I guess. 18 to 35. The 20 years.
I don't know. I just
guess.
think that some of this is a little overblown, especially considering the massive increase in just the cost to compete in this. I don't know. I worry about the sorts of people that are going to be able to take advantage of all this stuff. And
the ladder is. It looks like the ladder is getting kicked. You know what I mean? Yeah. In the NDP.
I almost think that the progressive left future in Canada is one that utilizes the Greens in a post-May era. Because she's got a big pull on her own, and we all love and respect her for what she's been able to do as basically an island of her own for so long.
Literally.
She can't do it forever. And like she found a young guy last election cycle, but he, it didn't really work out there. He didn't have the pull and he didn't get that spotlight on the national stage. But now that there's no party for the left in this country that has a plan, I think the door is still wide open. I said the same thing for the NDP before, but they didn't have their shit together. So come on, please, somebody. Get your 50% of your signatures from people in wheelchairs.
You were really let down by the NDP in this last election.
So, River Crowfoot?
The election!
By-election?
Mm-hmm.
So,
by-election.
There are over 200 people on the ballot in the Battle River Crowfoot riding right now. Pierre Poilievre has got the Conservative Party machine dumping money into it because he really wants to get his position back in this government-paid mansion so he doesn't have to get a real job for the first time in over 24 years. But those sneaky folks at Elections Canada decided instead of killing entire forests of trees to print these over meter-long ballots, I think maybe even 2 meters long, you are now going to get a blank ballot. Did you see this? An adapted ballot.
No? Is that mentioned here somewhere?
I think that is in response to this article that we're looking at right now, because this is how it was. Who the heck is Bonnie Critchley? That's so folksy and cute. I hope that she beats Pierre.
Yeah, whoever she is.
Yeah, she's a good independent. We talked about her a couple of weeks ago.
She's running as an independent in the by-election after MP Damien Couric gave up his seat so Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre could run. Critchley says she wants to be a local voice for constituents, but she fears she's being drowned out by a flood of independent candidates.
There is nothing to differentiate my name from these 200 names we're anticipating. There's no party, nothing. Last I checked, I was 20th on the ballot.
More than 70 people are signed up to run on Elections Canada.
I mean, better than 200.
They're listed websites linked to promotional songs on YouTube and ever-loading web pages. Most have the same official agent, including Donovan Ekstrom, who's running.
Look at that shirt. That is a loud-ass 1991-ass shirt if I ever did see.
Ballot committee.
It's sort of like a fun way of highlighting.
Look at this name, Donovan Ekstrom. That sounds like a comic book
That's
villain.
so extra.
Problems in our election system.
The protest group pushes for electoral reform by encouraging dozens of candidates to sign up.
My
This will
name
be
should have been on
Ekstrom's
that damn
sixth
ballot.
election
Yeah,
in
right.
cause. He says people's concerns highlight why he's protesting.
They're also saying the things that we're saying. They're like, why can't Elections Canada stop this? Yeah, why can't they?
Polyev was in a similar situation in the general election. At that time, he ran against 90 other candidates. Elections Canada said that ballot was 97 centimeters long. One political scientist says the clutter can turn away voters.
Clearly, they want to change the electoral system, but this is just it makes it more difficult.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's all just speculation. These people are just commenting, trying to make their political degrees worth something. But ultimately, it's a by-election. It's not a main election, and whoever turns up are just people that know who they're going to be voting for. They have no other reason to be in those places.
Yeah. By-elections is like elections for nerds.
I think
who know politics,
and that's why I think Bonnie Critchley has a really good shot, because you're not going to necessarily have the conservative drones going and supporting Pierre.
Yeah, because people will
and they don't
turn
like him
people
either.
Turn up having done their homework.
Yeah, and they don't
knowing who Bonnie Critchley is.
He doesn't live there. He got airdropped from Ottawa because
he's a city boy.
I don't know if this is going to go the way he wants it to, but I think that it's unfortunate that the longest ballot committee initiative thing is being sort of undercut by this adapted ballot. So, oh well, I didn't get my name on there, or I'd be more mad. Is it time to talk about the rest of the world?
I mean, this is the last of the Canadian part, because it's kind of a transition story.
Whoa, that's
crazy.
Whoa,
how appropriate.
Transition?
A transition story in more ways than one. Zishin. All right, so a judge in Canada has a heart, apparently.
Wow.
A non-binding person is being allowed to temporarily remain in Canada after removal proceedings.
They probably
stayed
would
by
use
a
a
judge.
binder.
Yeah, honestly. Who said
so they're they're a bound non-binary person.
Mm-hmm. Who said an immigration officer did not consider the potential dangers of facing LGBTQ. There's the two-spirit again.
Mm-hmm.
People in the U.S.
This must be like the official, just like how when like Trump made the Gulf of America thing, and AP, right? They got kicked out because they wouldn't change the international like language for that in their like press kit. I wonder if that's some sort of like standard then in Canada
Maybe.
for the LGBTQ 2S+,
2S+
to be used every time. Being any kind of LGBTQ 2S or a plus in America is bad right now.
Is a minus.
America is going to the Nazis. Haven't you heard? I just started reading about Operation Paperclip. So this has been going on for some time.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, a Canadian judge, Julie Blackhawk, what a name, said that this person could stay in Canada because going to the U.S. is unsafe right now.
No, they were scheduled to return to the U.S. on July 3rd, but raised the potential of irreparable harm and fear of safety if returned to the U.S. They overstayed their 6-month visitor visa while taking care of their now fiancé, who requires 24/7 care due to epilepsy. So they're going to marry a Canadian.
Bud, you've been in this country for 3 years and you can put a ring on it? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, weddings are expensive.
Paperwork is not that hard.
Yeah, just sign some documents in court.
Immigration's tough, but once you sign the paper, you got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm. The officer's approach was flawed and unreasonable for not considering up-to-date risks for LGBT people in the U.S.
Wow, that's great for the judge to like criticize the officer for not being aware of how it is in America right now. Damn.
Yeah, good for the judge. Good for Blackhawk.
That everyone listening will reconsider any travel plans to America right now.
I ain't touching that fucking border.
A penny.
Speaking of America, we're in the rest of the world now. America.
There's other countries.
Yeah.
I hate thinking about other places. Mine is the only place that exists because it's the only one I can see.
What are you, some kind of solipsist?
Whoa.
Yeah, look at the difference in these two.
So yeah, the reason that we're showing an actual
here.
Google search right now is because the first thing is that the U.S. government.
This is hot off the presses, by the way.
In their desperate attempt to shift the conversation away from the Epstein files,
which is still a thing, by the way. Trump is still struggling. He's still squirming to get people's attention away from it.
He was in the news today for a whole other thing. But before I get to that, to try and muddy the waters a little bit. the government issued a memo saying, "Hey guys, you can talk about religion at work now to your coworkers. It's totally cool. It's covered by the First Amendment.
You can proselytize to people at work."
And well, the reason we're showing the Google page is because the different articles, headlines, and their takes on this sort of reminder of your First Amendment protections in regards to religion has been interpreted very differently depending on the outlet. So like Fox News here, the headline is Trump admin issues new guidance to protect religious expression across federal workforce. Because was it not protected? I mean, they didn't. Did the Trump admin create the First Amendment? Grok,
I don't believe so. Hey Google, hey ChatGPT.
Alexis, Hunter Biden's laptop. Sirius send Nancy Pelosi's swimsuit nude beach photos to my cell phone. Alexis, Donald Trump commemorative coin.
I'm really dumb, and I was born not yesterday, but today. So I must know.
And then above it is Yahoo News Canada, which has a more neutral headline: U.S. to allow federal workers to promote religion in the workplace. So it's really funny how Fox News tried to like spin it into a more like it's positive. It's protecting our rights.
Yes, guys, you're protected now. When Stacey at work won't shut her yap about how great the Lord is, and have you heard the good news? You can tell her that you worship Satan.
And, oh God, I can just
as protected.
I can just imagine people being like, "No thanks, I'm not into that shit," and then they get fired because they're not.
Well,
religious.
It depends on the boss. There's a lot of companies in the U.S. with religious overtones in their leadership, like Michael's or In-N-Out, where they talk a lot about the faith in the company and stuff. Chick-fil-A is the other big one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, America. We're in America. It's been a bad week for American pop culture. A lot of big names passed away.
A lot of deaths. Oh yeah, I guess we should talk about that. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne.
Good evening, Ozzy.
What? Well, he's not American.
The Prince of Darkness. Well, I mean, he lived in L.A. for a long time because I care about him more than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, HH.
Yes.
Pour one out for
how
HH.
Appropriate.
Everyone loves. It doesn't mean anything else.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
He did those roids from
Hulk Hogan! Fuck you, Hulk Hogan! You cheat your wife because you have sex with your daughter! What kind of fucking man? You are Hulk Hogan! You are fucking gay bar champion!
Anyway, America. Trump golfs. Trump golfed a lot. Trump's been golfing.
He loves his golf, man.
But then
he loves his little putt-putt course.
Golf. And this was in the lead up to the announcement that came out of the White House since our last episode.
You got the thick
which
veins.
I saw you edited a little thing into. Smart.
Yeah.
So Trump's got those big. I think
he got the thick-ass cankles.
Thick-ass cankles.
Girl.
Medical diagnosis is Stickicus cankolicus. And so he took off one Saturday from golfing to sell this illusion because he really wants you to stop asking about the Epstein files, guys. His ankles are hoiding. Okay,
they want us to believe it's nothing. They want us to believe the Epstein list is nothing. Wow.
Yeah, Trump couldn't get anyone to care about anything.
Yeah, they're trying to make this sound like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
everything of some kind
is a conspiracy.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting.
But yeah, Hunter Biden out of nowhere
putting
himself out there as a front runner for the Democratic ticket.
This is Channel 5, right? I love these guys.
For 2020.
But these guys...
Seeing him on Channel 5 is wild.
Yeah. I didn't watch this full interview yet.
This is the same outlet that interviewed a furry convention. Yeah. I love that video. It's so funny.
Straight gas. Antifa super soldier. Hell yeah.
But these guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what, if I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, I would pick up the phone and call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking crime what they're doing. He's a fucking dictator thug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Yeah. The craziest thing to me, especially interviewing migrants and like.
But these guys think that we need to run away.
If this guy.
But what about the laptop though?
Alexis, Hunter Biden's laptop.
This Hunter Biden showed up at the Democrat National Convention. I don't care if you put him in a suit. Let him talk like this.
F-bombs and everything.
This is what people want to hear.
We need more politicians to say fuck.
Do you know how many Trump voters would vote for Hunter Biden?
If he just dropped one F-bomb. You just need one.
No, not even. Like just this whole uncut thing and just like fighting for true American ideals, I think that this would connect with a lot more people than we even realize.
Yep.
I mean,
threatening to invade true American ideals.
Has like 2.4 million views. It's just this clip on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
It's not even
Hunter
Biden.
Biden.
Yeah,
Based?
Hunter Biden 2028. Let's go. Finally, someone better than Gavin Newsom. Can Pete Buttigieg still be your vice president?
Yeah.
Please. I'm okay with that, actually.
Biden Buttigieg? Biden Buttigieg?
Biden on the ticket again. That's so funny. Having a president named Hunter would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It would be better than having a president named Gavin.
Oh god, this is like a wall of text.
So this is a post from delightful MAGA
Marjorie.
Marjorie
Yay.
Taylor Greene. I heard someone say this, and that's why I'm kind of hesitant to say it, because it's a really big accolade to give her. But I believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene is the first sitting U.S. congressperson to call Gaza a genocide. And they did that with this long post because the only thing that Marjorie is motivated by is spiting others. And so this post is largely about how much she hates Ralph Fiennes, or what's his name?
Ralph Fiennes, the actor?
No, what's his name?
Randy Fiennes.
Randy Fiennes, sorry, not Ralph Fiennes.
Randy Fiennes. That sounds like a porno name.
But yeah, Randy Fiennes, I believe he got elected to Florida's, one of the 2 seats that was abandoned by people Trump appointed. I don't think it was what was the name of that, like Matt Gaetz guy? I don't think it was his seat, but it was the other one that belonged to Waltz, the loser that like leaked all those chats. So this was his cheat. This was his congressional seat that Randy Fiennes won in a by-election, and she really doesn't like him. And it's clear that this Gaza issue is dividing MAGA in a crazy way because Randy Fiennes has been Israel posting so hard online, and that's why Marjorie Taylor Greene said, and I quote, "But a Jewish U.S. representative calling for the continued starvation of innocent people and children is disgraceful. His awful statement will actually cause more anti-Semitism." She called she said here exactly word for word that it's a genocide.
Yep,
I didn't read that line, but she said, October 7th in Israel was horrific and all hostages must be returned. But so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza. Honestly, this ate way more than anything AOC has said about Gaza, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
How are you allowing
I can't believe that.
The blonde racist Klan mom from Georgia
this bitch
to out-progressive you about Palestine? I know it's because she hates the Jews, but like
this is giving me some hardcore Nathan For You vibes, by the way.
She is not even a real person. She is a living promotional character for The Boys.
Wow. Yeah, she would be right at home on The Boys.
She's from The Boys. I'm pretty sure she will like announce at some point that she's been sponsored by Amazon this whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
This just in, you're allowed to run over protesters now.
Oh, hi, Randy Fiennes again.
Yay. Oh, yeah, same guy.
Exactly. That's why I shared
How
this.
appropriate is that?
Because he's a monster. He's a jerkhole, and he should be, I don't know if I should call for the lynching of a public elected congressman, but that's not my country, so
yeah.
Hey, if he's saying that he would like to legalize the ability for someone to run you over in a car while you're exercising your right to assemble and free speech while protesting.
So yeah, so this is
seems
the
pretty anti-American to me.
This
actually.
is the Thump Act, which will allow you to run over BLM, Antifa, illegal immigrants, and anyone else who intentionally blocks roads. Thump. And someone retweeted saying, "Can we stop electing monsters?" And I love this person here that, like, just to be clear, you are advocating that Democrats and their supporters be exempt from laws making it illegal to block public roads. Just to be clear, you're saying that you should have the right to run people over for expressing the right to protest.
Yeah, that's not a right, actually. That I don't know if you understand about how your personal freedoms aren't allowed to infringe on other people's freedoms, but there is no right here being taken from you. Murder is still wrong. Running people over with a 2-ton automobile is still wrong, whether it's gas or electric. It doesn't matter. These people are just psychos, and they're waiting for they want murder to be legalized. I think the only thing that will finally stop the Epstein talks and Trump, I know that you're a fan of the show Woke in the West, which I'm realizing this is the first time I've said the title this episode. So,
wow.
President Trump, I know that you're a big fan of Woke in the West. So
give me your money.
I recommend to you, if you want people to stop talking about Epstein, you have to make the purge a reality. It would seriously do so much for the country. Your country, not mine.
Yeah, not us. We don't need that shit up here.
We're going to build a wall so that
you're so close already. Just go full purge.
We're going to build our wall so you can take care of it. You know, give it a weekend even, not even a day, just like maybe Labor Day weekend. You know, it's coming up. And I think, but don't
wear white
protect anyone though. No protections. Everyone's fair game.
Yeah, and you can't wear white after Labor Day anymore because of the bloodstains now. It works. You can't wear white anyway, right?
You can only wear red after.
Red after Labor Day. Yeah.
That should be the tradition. No white after Labor Day. Come on. Did you hear there was a shooting in New York?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because America's not the center of the world, and New York is not the center of America. But there was another shooting in New York, and this one is more interesting. This one is slightly more interesting because this shooter was not from New York, and nor was the gun. He apparently played football when he was in Nevada, and he had CTE. He had been checked in for mental health crises in the past. Yep, he drove his car and the gun all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, to New York, and his goal was to get into the NFL office and just, kill people. But he didn't go there. He ended up going by accident to the Blackstone office and killing one of their, head real estate people.
Yeah, that's unintentional.
So another
hilarious.
CEO in some aspects was killed this year now.
Yeah, accidental Luigi is what they're saying.
Yep.
So the guy's name is what was the name?
Devon Tamura.
Shane Devon Tamura. So yeah, I think he was Japanese, black Japanese American or something.
And the officer
dead police
that
officer
he killed, his last name was Islam. Didarul Islam. Rip the people that this guy killed. It's
except for the CEOs.
Yeah, except for
but everyone
CEO.
else. Yeah.
It's interesting that this is kind of becoming more common. I think he'd also left a note where he said that he blamed the NFL because he played football when he was in school in Nevada, and he claims that he had CTE. The police have said that he didn't, but he's only been dead for a day. So I kind of doubt that they have the tests to show if he did or didn't. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Shooting in New York, vaguely ironic and interesting for people that are not American. But otherwise, just another shooting, really. Just another day in America.
Just another day.
It's just another day. And
we're going across the pond to
British.
Fucking what, Wonka?
Yeah, I've been to London.
Yeah.
So they're lowering the voting age in Britain to 16.
I don't know about that.
That means Keir Starmer got elected, I think, in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean the next election in the UK would be in 2028, which would mean that there are people in 2028 who can vote that would be born in 2012.
Wow.
That's math. God,
that's crazy.
Time is a flat circle, and it's sad. But that's fine. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
16-year-olds can vote. They get the same vote as a 100-year-old person.
I don't know about this because they're probably one of the least informed people when it comes to voting.
If they don't pay taxes, I don't think they should vote.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. I think that's about it there.
I don't know if there's much else to say here.
If they're not filing individual taxes, they shouldn't be voting.
Yeah.
Period.
If they're still taking social studies class, they shouldn't be allowed to vote.
If they have finals, they shouldn't be voting. Though I guess university students have finals. I don't know.
Oh, more anti-LGBT spirit plus discrimination.
LGBTQIA, 2S, LG, RGB, KGB. Puerto Rico bans hormone therapy and gender surgery for trans people under 21.
And of course, this chud is this has my support.
Yeah, this chud being retweeted by someone being this isn't being talked about, guys.
This is bad. It is
guys.
Bad.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot that can be said about, adults of legal adult age just doing surgeries to their own bodies. Why should the government step in and be involved in that? Because trans people under 21, excuse me, are under 21-year-olds children that are between 18 and 21? Are those child?
No, those are consenting adults as far as the law is concerned.
I know that a lot of those hyper terminally online progressive people will say, "Oh yeah, the ban on gender transition for kids is always going to snowball into a ban eventually for adults and everyone else." And it sucks that they are right, but the arguments against it's such a hard issue, the trans issue, and I hate that the LGBT community largely considers the trans issue being synchronous with the sort of gay rights issue, but it's very much not. I literally watched in Adam Ruins, Adam Conover did a video about the end of Pride, and he talked about oh yeah, gay rights and Stonewall and all this stuff, and then he literally said in the video, and our trans friends thought they could just get in with us, or get in with the gays, and I'm like, but that's entirely why.
That's why we're in the boat that we're in.
Yeah, that's entirely why we're in the boat that we're in, because it was seen as just now every queer person can be recognized, when the straights were actually no, actually
it was too much too fast for the normies to wrap their tiny little brains around,
and now they have to react.
Overloaded them with information, and they pushed the pendulum back the other way.
The straight majority normies are terrified that the 0.01% of the population that is identifying as trans or non-binary and actually gets surgeries.
Yeah, which is an even smaller percentage.
It's just
out of all the trans people that I know, and I know a lot of trans people, I only know one person who's actually gotten full on surgery, right?
Yeah, I only know the one too.
It's not as common as you would think.
Just making a mountain out of a molehill here, It just makes me think of that chart where it's the number of real people versus the number of that Americans think, that wide gap discrepancy. Yeah, that's what we have here. It's just a information discrepancy. People don't know the real data behind the laws that they're passing because they're scared. They're scared and they don't care to find out. There's no research or.
They're scared because they don't care.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's get into some Israel shenanigans, because that train ain't stopping. Well, but no, this is just Israel all over the world doing shit.
Stop, actually, it seems like there is a chance that something could happen, but nothing has happened yet, so I'm not going to hold my breath, because I'd be dead by now. But 85% of Gaza's population have entered the 5th stage of malnutrition, the most critical and dangerous phase, which is often irreversible even if food becomes available. Yeah, so this is the part of starvation where your body starts eating itself,
eating the muscle tissue
beyond
and stuff.
the point where it would be able to regenerate.
It's run out of fat to eat, so it has to
properly
come to other stuff.
Even if you were nourished. Yeah. So a lot of folks have been saying that sort of
God fucking damn it. These people will release the hostages every single time. There's always some shithead with a blue check mark, always.
Yeah.
It's well, they got to release the hostages and this will all go away.
Right.
Stop believing Hamas propaganda.
That's why Israel never killed a single Palestinian before October 7th.
Yeah. It's a brand new thing that's never happened before.
Yeah.
Totally doesn't date back all the way to the creation of the state of Israel or anything.
Yeah. Totally not.
No.
But there is definitely a bit of an international tide turning on the opinion regarding Palestine lately.
Mm-hmm.
Though I've seen the cynical people saying that it's because Gaza is now starving beyond rescue, really, that now a lot of international folks are feeling that now is the safe time to come forward when it's too late to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like coming out against the Holocaust in the 40s after the fires.
After the camps have been found. Yeah.
It's wow, guys, you really didn't believe any of the reporting from Germany or the rest of Europe talking about this? You needed to, just wait it out to be doubly sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so sick. Honestly, as an adult now, I can fully understand and empathize with why people tune out the news cycle, because seeing things, even just in my lifetime so far, not change or turn for the better at all, and just watching it be like a car
worse and worse and
out,
worse.
It sucks, and it's well, I'm just sitting on this car. We're not really going anywhere, but we're sure making a lot of smoke.
Mm-hmm. Burning the rubber.
But yeah, here's another story. Israel, once again, killing everyone that's not a Jew. They did a bomb strike on a Catholic parish in Gaza.
Yeah, Americans should get really pissed about this.
The only Catholic church in Gaza.
Wow.
Just bombed for funsies, because Israel might claim to have the most advanced targeting technology in the world, but they sure They sure don't miss civilian populations.
Yeah, they have the best targeting in the way that they have the best defense. In that it's the best at killing children and women.
Yeah,
and
but also
malnourished people and stuff.
There's another reason I shared this article, and it's because of who the Catholic representative for the region is.
Oh, is it our good friend Pierre Batista Pizzaballa? Wow.
Yeah, Pierre Batista Pizzaballa.
We don't have complete information about what's happening in Gaza today because the communication in Gaza is not that simple in these days, but mainly today. What we know for sure that there are a tank. They say the IDF said by mistake, but we are not sure about this. They hit the church directly, the Church of the Holy Family, the Latin Church, and there are 4 people seriously wounded. Among these 4, 2 in very dramatic conditions, and their life is a very serious risk of danger. There are also other wounded, injured, but less problematic. Among them also the parish priest, because they were all in the church. We try to get more information, says...
he speaks pretty good English.
Yeah. This is the Pope we almost had. Best Pope we never had.
Pope Pierre Batista Pizzaballa.
Yeah. Pope Pizza Ball.
Well, good to see he's still, in the news. Even if it's to talk about how the Zionist death cult in Israel is determined to extinguish and exterminate everyone that is not of their, practice, but...
Jesus. Speaking of which,
they're not satisfied by their own bloodshed.
Their influence is expanding outside of Gaza. Is this Gaza, Beirut? No, this is Damascus. And I remember a Muslim coworker of mine a few years ago when I worked at a warehouse saying that Damascus is the oldest and most holy city. And if Damascus gets bombed, shit is going down. And now here we are 8 years later.
Yeah.
And look what's happening.
Right after Syria just got
قصف جديد
back.
يا شباب قصف جديد مبنى هيئة الأركان خالص
So
قصف جديد يا شباب قصف خطونا بسرعة بسرعة
Yeah, Al Jazeera is just minding their own business, filming a story.
قصف ثاني
I'm not joking when I say Israel has to be stopped, and the entire world is complicit right now. I know that Canada is complicit. America is complicit.
We're one of the only countries that supports Israel still. It's us, the US, maybe the UK, I think.
Yeah,
and that's
a
it.
little bit the UK.
نعم قصف هيئة الأركان بغارتين نعم.
Look at that big ass dust cloud.
Yeah.
قصف بغارتين استهدفت هيئة الأركان بشكل مزدوج من اليمين ومن اليسار. شاهدنا قطع من المبنى تتطاير حقيقة على ما يبدو أن المبنى قد تعرض لأضرار كبيرة جدا.
Wow.
يا شباب.
Yep.
A city that has stood for over 11,000 years.
Yep.
One of the oldest cities on earth.
It's part of Babylon, baby. And like I said, the bloodshed is never satisfied. So an Israeli settler murdered one of the collaborators from the Oscar-winning documentary No Other Land. You might recall that earlier this year
they were at the Oscars.
Yeah,
they won something. Yeah,
well, they won the documentary,
best documentary
feature.
Yeah,
and you might also remember earlier this year that the co-director of No Other Land, the Palestinian half, it was an Israeli and a Palestinian working together. The Palestinian got detained by Israel, and now a settler has killed the collaborator, the guy that basically showed them through the towns and stuff from the
their
movie.
Guide.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know you have a lot to say about this.
Are we out of the?
That's the last. That's
now?
the last of the
Damn.
Israel stuff.
All right. So. Thank God. Thank Allah.
Yeah.
And thank Yahweh. We're finally into the right wing trash. And to kick it off, we have this absolutely abysmal song and dance.
Just blatant propaganda on national TV.
Yes. For those who have brain cells and are not 16-year-old American Nazi youth, Jessie Murph is a 20-year-old. Yes, she's from born in 2004.
Oh, I'm so old.
Singer who desperately wants to be famous. She's
got connections, obviously.
She started by doing sort of a country thing, but at this point in her career, she's kind of going full Meghan Trainor in that she's just trying to co-opt vintage and nostalgic sounds to anything to score a hit. I played you a song of hers a couple months ago, Blue Strips.
Oh,
yeah, this
not
is the same
that
her.
song.
She doesn't have a sound. She's just basically like grout that you fill into the cracks of an.
Yeah, I bet you really love her now. After this shit.
So she just dropped an album. I forget the name of the album, but to promote it, she performed a song called 1965 on Jimmy Fallon, where, and I'm not kidding.
Let's just play the clip first.
The lyrics include.
I want you to love me.
Freaking doo-wop chord progression.
Like it's 1965.
Okay. So she wants you to love her like it's 1965. Sure. You know, the moon landing hasn't even happened yet.
That beehive hairdo, that Amy Winehouse
it's not even
looking
that
thing.
good of a hairdo.
Yeah, she's like second-rate Amy Winehouse. There are a lot of comparisons to Amy Winehouse.
I know.
Want you to want me.
She wants you to want her. What will she do for that? She thinks that she would give up a few rights.
I would give up a few rights if you love me like it's 1965.
I brought this up to my coworkers, and they were in shock about it. And one of them said, "It's kind of funny that a white woman's singing this because you would never catch a black woman singing this.
Absolutely not.
Any person of color would never sing a song like this."
And I saw someone tweeting saying that like to have her saying this while women are actually losing their rights is wild. And then of course some shithead, never look at the replies on Twitter because it's just a wasteland. But some shithead was like, name one right that they've lost.
Yeah. Okay.
Abortion. Oh my God.
Yeah.
To name a few.
Yeah. Yes, and I mean 65 is specifically choosing that year, 1965, is like before civil rights. It's deep. It's in the middle of Jim Crow.
The civil rights bill had like just passed.
Yeah, like women couldn't get divorced yet. Women couldn't get.
Pretty sure they couldn't even get a credit card yet.
Yeah.
Still.
So, I've looked at the lyrics for the verses of the song, and she talks about she'd rather get hit. She might get a little slap instead of you hitting her on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Which is a really, are we also infantilizing domestic abuse too as being part of the package?
You would cheat on me and I would never know.
Yeah.
That's another line.
This song is Rancid Ear Cancer. I haven't heard something this abhorrent since Meghan Trainor, basically her entire existence, but specifically the song Marvin Gaye. This song reminds me a lot of that. And I just hope that the American public has it in them to not allow this to be a hit. I don't believe it's on the chart.
I hope not.
I don't think it's on the chart. I hope it never charts. Yeah. Cancer, Jesse Murph.
If women have any sense of self-dignity or respect, please don't make this a hit.
Jesus Christ.
Half the population.
This video has 51 million views.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. In a week. Yeah, and I think she thinks that she's being satirical, but
there's no satire.
There's no
satire to be had.
No, she's just laying the thing out like, wow. Quirky.
What's the name of that paradox? The satire paradox? Fuck, what's it called? Yeah, it's literally just like Poe's Law, an adage of internet culture which says that without a clear indicator of the author's intent, any parodic or sarcastic expression of extreme views can be mistaken by some readers for a sincere expression of those views. So unless the poster of nods and winks at the audience, there's no way for you to tell whether they're kidding or not.
And yeah, she wasn't nodding or winking. She was dancing like she just finished a lobotomy.
Yeah.
Another staple of the time.
A lot of people on Twitter were like, who's that queer dancing in the background?
Yeah, exactly. Ain't no 60s houseman husband dancing like that. I'll tell you what.
Girl, what's going on?
Yeah. Give up a few rights.
But speaking
also that whole swing, that's so overdone.
This is for all you lovers out there.
That's just 60s waltz tempo. That's the only idea they have. It's so played out and boring. But so music is a great way for subliminal messages to be sent to the public. But you know what else is a good way to send a subliminal message to the public? To utilize an @DHS.gov Twitter handle to post a message with the photo of Manifest Destiny.
Basically, yeah.
But
it's a painting, American Progress by John Gast.
A heritage to be proud of, a homeland worth defending. And of those words, they capitalized the A, of course, at the beginning of the sentence, H for heritage, for some reason, H for homeland, for some reason, and defending, which, I mean, I guess muddies it a little bit. AHD, but
ADHD.
Yeah, but this person online says 14 words and the capitalized H's aren't accidental. These are intentional Nazi signals and not the first.
Heritage to be proud of, homeland worth defending, American progress strong. Yes. Yep, that's 14.
Yep, it sure is. So again, I think we talked about this in the past on the podcast, but how
this is the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, and
like
that's
official
why
Twitter,
it's
by the way.
concerning.
Yeah.
I think that there is a shocking number of like Nazi youth in America that are like under 30, especially in this administration now, in this government. We already knew that there were a bunch of 20-somethings running around with Elon and Doge. Can you imagine the 20-year-olds running the social medias for the department? Exactly. These are this is why, and I'm kind of clipping from Hassan Piker here a little bit, but this is why like the goddamn video for Ron DeSanctimonious in Florida, his like announcement for president video had the black sun in it. That's these are like really obscure Nazi iconography.
You would only know it if you are a Nazi and into that stuff.
And that's what like these people look for stuff like this.
Because nobody knows what the fuck a black sun is.
No one knows what a black sun is. No one sees HH and thinks of Heil Hitler. They think Hulk Hogan. And no one knows that like 14 is the other one. But I forget 14 as much, what that specifically.
Oh, we must. It's like a secure
there's like
future for white children.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. See, like 14 Words by David Blame.
We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. I've heard Nazis say this in real life.
Yeah,
as like a dog whistle. So
this is
the thing they say.
Famous slogan for Nazis, white supremacists.
It's right
Americans.
up there. It's right up there with Blood and Soil.
Yeah, actually, this I think is more popular than Blood and Soil because this doesn't evoke violence.
You're just protecting the rights of white people, man. What's so harmful?
And that's what is so
harmful
scary
about that, right?
So like what was it? One of the Fox News commercial people, My Pillow guy. That lunatic, Mike Lindell.
That fucking guy.
He ran a promo for his pillow on Fox where the price was $14.88, and it's like,
wow.
So it's like, how much of a lunatic do you have to be first to know that
when is it? How long is it a coincidence?
Yeah, but then like, when is it obvious that it is the point, that this is the intent? You're talking about Poe's law. I don't know if it's possible to price something at $14.88 unless somehow the state tax equates it out to some sort of even number that makes the consumer happy when they finish paying for it. Oh, it's $16 exactly. But $14.88, and like this is, I hate even talking about this. The thing that I always hated the most was when in the 2010s they would make the OK symbol as like being a symbol for white power, and I was like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, give me a break. Like, just because a bunch of internet edgelords are doing the OK symbol at each other, now it's a symbol for white power. How about get bent? It reminds me of when the neo-Nazis online also tried to like claim New Balance shoes as being the official shoe for neo-Nazis because of the N. And I remembered having a pair of New Balance at the time and just reading that headline being like, are you shitting me right now? Like, you people fall for everything. And that's why when stuff like this gets posted by literal government accounts,
they can blow it off.
Yeah.
Be like, you're just crazy.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
But it is absolutely clear what the intent of this is. Who in America is even thinking about Manifest Destiny right now?
Yeah, honestly, like even if you take the capitalized H's and that all that tinfoil hat stuff out, like the 14 words, the capital H's, this is still very questionable. Like just posting this painting of Manifest Destiny, Lady Liberty fucking stomping on some Indians here. And like, this is like, again, the official Homeland Security Twitter posting this painting of native genocide, basically.
You know what? I another really terrible idea that
just on its own, that's just bad.
I would love for the right rich racist to put this idea into Trump's head, is that he should restore the American national anthem to include the verses about slavery.
Whoa.
And I think he would.
I
think he would do it. To the viewers at home, did you know that the Star Spangled Banner had a banned verse? Maybe more than one banned verse?
No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave.
Yeah.
No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave.
I really hope that the right rich racist puts this idea.
And right below it said the Star Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave, or the land of the free. Okay, look, slave, free. Slave.
Americans have been
free. Look how close those words are.
From their own history.
Look how close those words are next to each other. Look at the cognitive dissonance on display here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I love how slave rhymes with brave. That's so cute.
Yeah,
that's so adorable. Cute. Thank you for telling me about this. This is
I'm so glad that I've brought this to your attention. I think
thus
Americans
be it ever when
this.
freemen shall stand. So white people, they're talking about white people when they say freemen. By the way,
I'm pretty sure that the writer of the Star Spangled Banner was like a big racist KKK member.
I would not be surprised. But yeah, here it is. The slaves have got nowhere to hide. We're gonna kill them all for running away. Wow, America. It's literally baked into the theme song.
Yep, it literally is baked into the theme song.
We are in a fight against evil.
Well, speaking of America being fucked, let's talk about some of the movies we saw recently. We did a little double feature at our local movie theater with some new flicks coming out.
When the world is such a lost cause, all you can do is not just point and laugh, but maybe point a camera at it. And that was sort of the theme of our first film.
Eddington, the new Ari Aster movie.
Yes,
Ari
the
Aster
fourth film from Ari Aster.
Yes, he's one of my favorite new directors. I would say his last movie, Beau is Afraid, is probably my favorite, even though that's his most ambitious and kind of the most weird movie he's done, and that's saying a lot. Midsummer I did like, although it did drag a little bit for me. There's a director's cut of that movie, which I can't even imagine a longer version of that fucking movie. And Hereditary was good, but I am never watching it again for reasons that you definitely know if you have also watched that movie.
I liked Hereditary a lot.
It's a good movie, I'll say that. It's technically well
made. I
made.
recommend everyone should watch it.
Yes.
With as big
it's got a great happy ending.
Yeah, everyone's singing and dancing. It's like the end of Shrek, really.
Yeah, they're having a little powwow,
but
in the treehouse.
You can't say that anymore. That's not woke in the West.
Whoa!
But meanwhile, Eddington's also in the West.
Mm-hmm.
It's a neo-Western black comedy film. They call it a black comedy, though. There's like one black person in it, so I don't know how accurate that is.
It takes place during COVID,
the start of COVID, May 2020.
Yeah. So it talks about it's about the sheriff played by Joaquin Phoenix, who is a little bit more on the anti-vax, anti-mask side. Although he's a little bit more sane than most people, I would say.
His mother-in-law and his wife aren't.
Yeah, they're the crazy end of the spectrum there. And Pedro Pascal is the mayor who's trying to enforce all the mask laws and the vaccine mandates and stuff. And it's about the clashing of ideals and how it gradually gets worse over time. And and then some black guy dies. I don't know if you've heard of his name. What was his name? George Floyd. I don't know if I recognize that, but yeah, things get worse after that.
Yeah, a lot of
things go down
on camera here that people have barely processed in real life because things move so fast that there's already a movie made about it. And some people said too soon, but having seen it, I think it's the movie we need right now.
Yeah, watching this movie was so surreal because it feels like such a lifetime ago already. Yeah. All the shit that went down, all the stuff we went through.
We've removed ourselves from it, but not a lot has actually, systematically or, substantially changed.
No,
we've just kind of coped harder.
Right back to where we started, really.
Yeah.
Also, I know Ari Aster said in interviews that he tried to make this movie as neutral as possible, so you wouldn't really know who to root for necessarily. And without spoiling too much, I want to say, in my opinion, I think it's pretty clear that Joaquin Phoenix is the bad guy, like from pretty early on. But hey, maybe that just speaks to me as a person, Maybe that's the magic of Ari Aster at work.
Yeah, I mean, I think too that there is an election component to this, though not really, because the mayor sort of challenges the sheriff challenges the existing mayor. We don't hear any political parties mentioned. They don't do any they don't spend any time on.
You can kind of tell which side everyone is on just from their actions.
Yeah, you can, but the fact that they don't go into that angle of it, and they just sort of let you go issue by issue in the person and the people involved, because it's not like the mayor character played by, sex symbol Pedro Pascal.
Sexy fox man, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, it's not like his character is an unblemished hero, so to speak. There's stuff implied in some ways in the movie. It's supposed to show that everyone is flawed to a degree. I know what you mean, at least in regards to like masking. It's fairly obvious which side Ari Aster lands on, but in terms of like the court of public opinion and the larger issues facing American society, I think that's where people were able to draw a bit more of their own, putting their own opinions into the movie and stuff, and taking away whatever they want.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, good movie.
Because even like people that are in the movie that are like, kind of nutty end up being proven right to some degree.
To some degree, yeah.
So they're
the kernel of truth and everything. Sides. Yeah, absolutely. So we kind of saw opposite ends of the movie spectrum. We saw a sort of artsy-fartsy, sort of serious drama film where with nobody else in the theater except us, basically, and a couple other people. And then we saw...
when we got there, we were the first ones in the theater.
We thought no one else was going to be there.
Yep.
And then we saw a big comic book movie with a packed theater.
Oh, yeah, in fake IMAX.
Yeah, we saw Superman! Yeah, this movie was really damn good. It had a good
I just
message.
said that Eddington was the movie we needed right now, but this is also the movie we needed.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more uplifting than Eddington. I'll say that for sure.
It's awesome to see Crypto in a movie.
Yes, they got the CGI doggy.
Gunn. I've been a fan of James Gunn for quite some time.
Yeah, he's the perfect choice for a Superman movie.
And
really.
He did it earnestly, and I thought that everything was pretty much perfect about this. Yeah. I liked that we got a Superman reboot where they didn't dwell on the origin story.
Yeah, everyone knows the origin story already. We don't need it. Yeah.
I liked...
it's kind of like in media res, almost. Like, drops you off right in the middle of the action.
Well, we got a little bit of text at the beginning to spoil it. The movie opens on Superman losing a fight, but we don't even see the fight. We just see Superman himself absolutely just, like, roasted.
Yeah, I love Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I think he did a great job.
Yes.
Very, very Elon Musk coded, I would say, or Jeff Bezos coded as well.
A big hybrid between those two.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I also love Superman's parents. Both sets of Superman's parents. They do something a little different with his Kryptonian parents. I'm not going to spoil anything too much. But I also love the depiction of Martha and what's the dad's name? Ma and Pa Kent.
Yeah,
they really captured the essence of like Kansas parents.
Yeah.
They're the first time I've heard them with an actual like accent, which was great.
This is the first time they look like they're actually from there, and they're farmers.
From Kansas. Yeah, very genuine.
Yeah,
but yeah, I love
this movie had so much heart, like way more than I've seen in a superhero movie for well over a decade. Like actual heart, not just like blockbuster, cool action scene stuff, set pieces, whatever. Celebrities. Oh, look at all these famous people, which is what Marvel ended up becoming. Obviously, is the commentary there. But this hung its hat on the IP. It executed on this nostalgic vision of the property and the ideals of what Superman represents, being kindness, as opposed to, say, truth, justice, and the American way, which does not come up in this movie, but just human kindness and what it means to not just be an American, but a human being, because Superman is an alien, and the movie and the character of Superman are largely regarded as like an immigrant story.
Yeah.
And the story of America is what they called it when they created the character back in the day, because they knew too he was created by like two Jewish guys and stuff.
Exactly.
And there's commentary in this film about another conflict.
One we just talked about. Yeah,
that really set the right wing, reactosphere off on Fox News. They were calling it super woke.
Ben Shapiro was complaining about it too. His bushy little eyebrows were extra furrowed.
They said that he'll fight for truth, justice, and your pronouns. But,
wow, so fucking original. But yeah, I felt like I was watching a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie in the theater. It had that kind of vibe. And
it actually did.
It did, yeah. And I'm glad they didn't make Superman too much of a Boy Scout. He was a good guy, a good-natured guy, but it was like the perfect balance because, coming from the Man of Steel, Zack Snyder, dark, muted, gross colors, down and out, dour Superman, that's crying all the time. That just reminds me more of like Homelander than anything else. This feels like actual Superman to me.
Yes. I don't think that like Homelander would have existed as a character without the dark.
Without Zack Snyder's Superman? You think there's a direct pipeline between Zack Snyder's Superman?
Well, I don't know when.
Well, I know it's based on a comic
started.
book. Yeah, the comic book is older.
Any time that superheroes have been handled with like a dark grit, sometimes it's like laughed at by the public. That was a problem that superhero movies had for a long time in the 90s and 2000s, was they didn't know what to do.
In the Red Letter Media review for this movie, I think one of them says that like the problem is that when you try to make Superman edgy, he just becomes terrifying. Yeah. Because he's too OP. He could just destroy the entire planet.
He has to have a conscience, because if he doesn't have a conscience, then he becomes Homelander. He becomes Omni-Man.
Yeah, he just becomes the biggest supervillain in the universe. So
yeah, it's his childhood that gives him the compassion and the empathy to care about the people on the planet that is his adopted home. Yeah. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I would say Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, but I would say.
Different universe.
Yeah, I know, but like no other superhero gets me like as choked up and sentimental as Superman does. Just because it's so pure.
I was getting in this, and I don't know if I've had an emotional response in a superhero movie ever. So
probably not since Spider-Man again.
Yeah,
since Spider-Man 2 or something.
No, Spider-Man 3 when that guy was sand really got me. I got sand in my eye
when James Franco eats that cake. That looked like some really delicious cake. So good.
But yes, Superman 2025.
Go see it.
Go see it.
So good.
The money. It should be. It's already the highest grossing Superman film of all time. It officially passed Man of Steel. Let's go top grossing film of the year.
I know
we
that
could do better than Lilo and Stitch, guys.
I know Fantastic Four just came out, but come on, Marvel's got enough money. Go help DC.
Yeah,
they're hurting.
Marvel's got enough money.
DC finally got it right. Go reward them with your money.
Yeah.
Great movie. Also, go see the Richard Donner Superman as well. That's also a good movie.
Yeah. Also, go see
plugging the original.
Also, go see Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Yeah. Woo! Go see the CGI doggies.
Well, I mean, they came out like in 2008, 2007, so you can't really see them in a theater right now. But
you got to petition the Rio Theater to
show it. We should do a full Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
We should rent out the theater.
Yeah.
Do a Beverly Hills marathon.
Yeah, private screening.
Yeah.
We've got the dogs from the movie here.
All right, so that has been Woke in the West, Episode 6.
Don't you feel so woke now?
Go watch Superman and feel the wokeness rising within you.
Super woke.
Super woke. Yes.
I give Super Woke 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I give that a 9 out of 10. I'd give Eddington like a 7.
Yeah, I've softened on Eddington. I would say 7 too. Yeah. But yeah, Superman is way more of a feel good film.
Oh yeah. I was feeling nice and hopeful.
Feeling good at a time like this is important. So, do it.
Yeah.
We say that a hero can save us, gonna stay
There is a Superman song by a Canadian artist, but I don't remember how it goes. The Crash Test.
I would do a Superman.
Nope, still not a Canadian artist.
In my head.
Tune in next time to find out if I learn how the Superman song by the Crash Test Dummies goes and teach it to this one here.
Yeah.
So,
who knows?
It's time to say goodbye.
Bye.